Hey y'all, Fat Man Outdoors. Hey, if you like the video, click that like button and click subscribe so that you'll get notifications whenever we post new content. Appreciate you watching. This is the Fat Man. I'm gone. Hey y'all, Fat Man Outdoors. Oh, sorry. Let me move some of this stuff out of your way. Even though my old face is ugly, it's probably better to look at it than it is to stare at a bunch of cardboard boxes. What I want to talk to you about today are these cardboard boxes. A lot of us buy guns that are new, okay? And most of us, when we buy guns, we shop around and we get a gun that's got a decent reputation, it's got good value, it operates correctly, and it's something that down the road we may be interested in trading off to something else or passing it down as an heirloom to allow it to build value for a family member or something like that. Well, we're overlooking a lot of times a piece that is very important to the value of a firearm. Now you can buy all kinds of accessories that will add value to a firearm if you buy top quality accessories. You know, if you buy an AR and you upgrade the bolt carrier group and you upgrade the optic and put on a better barrel and maybe change the buffer spring and the I don't know, foregrips, whatever. A lot of times guys buy a deer rifle or a high powered rifle. It doesn't necessarily have to be something you shoot deer with it. But they'll take it to a gunsmith and have the chamber set and have everything blueprinted and lined so that the gun can shoot the very best of accuracy they can get, and have the scope mounts put on, drilled and tapped, put on by a professional that's going to get them lined up and in the proper orientation. All those things are accessories that makes those guns more valuable. Same thing with handguns. You can go buy a new pair of pearl grips and put on a pistol and make it worth more, or you can find a pistol that had a chipped grip, say a walnut grip on an old Colt or Smith & Wesson revolver, and the grip was chipped, and you dug around and found somebody that had a pair of grips that were for that same model that were in real good shape. Well, you upgraded the value of that gun. Well, an item that comes with the gun that a lot of us overlook and just discard it, that will improve the value of that gun down the road, are cardboard boxes. Now I know if you buy a lot of guns, you don't want to have to store all those cardboard boxes and have a bunch of boxes sitting around. But it's not that hard, and you can actually do it and keep them safe from rodents chewing into them and ruin them. And in some events, the value of a firearm can be increased by as much as 25, maybe 30% if you still have the original box it came in. I've been to gun shows where guys had some old Remington automatic 12 gauge shotguns or 28 gauge shotguns, and they were perfect condition. I mean, really good shape. $1,000 gun. Okay, well, 2 or 3 tables down, there's another guy got another one just like that one, but it's brand new and it's in the box. That same gun's $5,000. Okay, that new in the box deal changes the whole outlook on a gun when you're trading it. Or trying to resell it. It's a massive value difference, and about anywhere from 10 to 30% of the value lies in that original packaging. Now you got to be careful when you store it. Of course, you got to keep it away from a place where you know mice or rats might get, or coons or something. You don't want something that'll chew into your boxes and ruin your boxes, or they have a chance of getting wet. With mine, I have a storage building that has a loft right above my head here, and I keep my boxes up there, and every couple of months, as they accumulate in the house, I'll come and take them and put them out in the shop with the rest of them. I'd be embarrassed to let you look up there and see. It's not good. But anyway, wife don't know about a few of them. Shh. Okay, so, but just because the gun doesn't say, like this box has Mossberg written on it, you can tell there was a Mossberg shotgun. There was a 580 come in this box. Okay, that's one thing. But say, like, if you have another box, let's say like This is a good example right here. This box right here. Now this is just a plain Jane box. It doesn't have anything on the end of it except for one little tag. And what come in this box will make it worth probably $500 more. What come in this box was a Savage 243 lever action, and this box is about, I'm going to say 50 years old. It's pretty old box. It doesn't have has barrel length. It tells the caliber and the model, but it doesn't say anything about year of manufacture. But me knowing that it's the original box, I know that I can trust this gun to match the gun to match this box because two reasons. Number one, the paperwork when I bought the gun are still in the box. Okay, or well, I wasn't the original purchaser of the gun, but when I bought the gun, the guy had placed the paperwork when he bought the gun in the box, so it stays with it. So that way, it's got all the information of when it was purchased, and even the store name of where it was purchased. On the end of the box, it has the serial number of the firearm that's on the firearm, so you can match the gun to the box. Now, like anything else that has the potential of making money, some poor fool has figured out a way to get over on the system. Okay, there is actually a market today for people making original looking labels for someone to stick on a box that a gun come in. And there is actually people online that will sell you a box that the particular gun you're looking for came in, but it's not got the right label on it. So either they will, or they will put somebody in contact that will make you a label with your gun's information, your serial number and barrel length and all that, so you can stick it on that box. And if you ever try to sell it to someone, then you can fake having the original box. It's kind of a thing that's hard to get around. You know, I mean, there's some things that you can look for. You know, discoloration of the label. If you buy a box, it's like this one. It's all rustic and got tires in it where it's been moved and it's faded and stuff, and the tag's faded and it's got dust stains on it, stuff like that. If you go to buy a gun and it's in this box and this guy's telling you this is the original box it come in, and it's 50 years, and the box is 50 years old, and the box itself looks to be 50, but the label is bright white, looks like it just come off the factory showroom floor, then yeah, more than likely, if it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's a duck. But like I say, it's just one of them things you have to look out for. Now, a lot of guns today are especially in the black gun market, not the black market guns, but the black gun market, come from places that make their own house brand guns. Okay, like this is Palmetto State Armory. I got a Radical AR-15 that come in this box, and it's on the other end. So right down here on the end, it tells what rifle it was, tells the serial number, what the caliper was, and everything on this little tag right here on the end. And you can tell this tag looks old and weathered, same as the box does. So it's something that you can match up to that gun more than likely. And on the inside of this box, there's foam that's cut for the gun. It's cool to sit right in there when the gun is like in not completely put together, but all you have to do is just put the main pins back in and put the upper onto the lower. But they come separated, and like you can lay them out in there, and they got a place cut out in that foam for them. Excuse me, I've got a little bit of a cold. Now let's see what come in this one. This is another one that is an AR that was a Bushmaster AR, or is a Bushmaster AR. Now this one has a little bit more information on it. It has a specific model number. I don't know what all this code here means, but it's got FR16 5.56. I'm figuring that for the 16-inch barrel, and it's some of y'all might help me out with some of this. Is 556 SOC, and then it's just got a lot of different stuff written on it, and I think that's a stock number. At one time somebody had 27253 written on it with pen, Then there's another place up here where somebody wrote 53 on it. That was probably when it went for a floor audit. And again, the lock and all the safety information and all the stop. Read this stuff first. This is another one that had little foam pieces in it, and then the inside of it's got the eggshell, as you can see where the gun lays. It's different stuff like that that will make the gun more valuable down the road. You know, if you don't beat the gun up, it's going to help it. Now, again, in the cheaper firearms like these radicals, these are just something that we buy to target practice with and shoot at Yotes and stuff like that. You're not going to get a big increase in value. But now, if you're somebody that likes to deal in these like older shotguns and higher end rifles, this is something that's worth a lot of money to you. Now, I have, you guys have seen my Martini Henry rifle that I have. Now, I have the original box that it came from IMA, and on the box there's several labels stuck on that box that I wish I would have climbed up there and got it out, but it's way in the back. That tells a lot of information about the gun. It tells which armory the gun was manufactured in, the last armory that done a performance check on it, and the date of its manufacture, the date of the last time it went through an armory to be inspected, all kinds of stuff like that. That's information that's on there, and it matches that gun to that box. So down the road, you know, when these guns get, there's basically zero guns left of them now. You can't buy them anywhere. But once they're gone, that box becomes even more valuable, simply because when you have to try to find one of those guns, if you want the whole package, if you want the box and everything to show all the information that came with it and what you had, it's going to be really hard to find, because a lot of folks aren't going to keep that stuff. Now, granted, it's not going to increase a gun like that by a whole lot, but let's say I have a box up there that come with my Model 70 Winchester. I have a Model 70. You guys haven't got to see it yet. That's going to be in an upcoming video. I probably won't get to that till sometime after the first of the year. It's a Model 70 made in 1964. Actually, it was made in 1963. It was purchased in 1964. Gentleman purchased it in Wyoming. And now this gun, you're going to see when I show you, is pretty neat. There's a pamphlet about 3 feet long that unfolds that came with that gun, that was filled out in the store where the guy bought it in the store, in a hardware store in Montana in 1964. And it's got where they wrote all his information, his name and his street address, the serial number for the gun, what day he bought it, where he bought it, and he had to sign a thing saying that the safety and warranty information was explained to him. And it's pretty neat. And the guy had sent it and had a Leopold scope put on it by a professional gunsmith. And the cool thing about this was a good guy, this gunsmith. Either that or the guy that bought the gun originally thought to ask for it, but he got the front and rear sight were taken off when they put the scope on it. But they were packaged up in a real thick, heavy plastic Ziploc bag with the paperwork that came with it, and put right back down in the box. So with this gun, I have the original Leopold scope they put on it, which was about, back then, about a $500 scope. Nowadays be $1,200–1,400. And got the original walnut stock. It's got, everything's perfect on the gun. It's got the front sights, the rear sights, got all the paperwork that came with it. It's really neat, and it come in the original box. Without the original box, that gun, the Bear gun with no scope, probably $850–900 right now. With that box, I won't even discuss it. It's not for sale. One of my kids down the road sometime might decide they want to sell it and go buy them a car or something like that, because in another 20 years, still with that original box, that gun is going to be worth some money. That gun's going to be worth $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. I have planned on later building me a gun room that's going to be climate controlled, and I'm going to have some moisture barrier stuff that's going to prevent moisture in there, and then I'm going to have an area in that room that's going to be just for gun boxes. So it's going to have some rodent proof material put up inside of it, some flashing or something they can't get through, and also going to have climate control and probably desiccant containers in there with them so that they won't won't have any issues for moisture, and down the road they'll still be in good shape. But now there's also, this is one of my pistol boxes. This for the CZ that I carry most of the time. Now these are basically same as situation as you would get with these boxes. Okay, if you go to resale, if I was to go to resell this CZ or take it to the gun shop and decide I want to trade it in to something else, this gun's worth quite a bit more in this container that it came in originally than if it is if I just go in carrying it in my hand and lay it up on the counter and say, hey, how you want to trade on that? Because the guy that owns the gun store, he's still going to have to sell it as a used gun when he goes to sell it. But it'll bring 15, 20, 25% more with having the original container that the gun come in, and he can display it that way. You know, and a lot of times they'll put it in there and it'll say discounted price, and if the gun's lightly used and been well maintained like mine is, it's not scratched up and stuff like that, but it's been carried, you can tell I'll carry it, and it's been shot some, but they'll still get more money out of it than they would if they just laid it in the display case with the other used guns. So the gunsmiths know that, the gun shop owners know that, and people that are gun nuts, okay, I'm one, squack, they know that too, so they understand how important these are. And there's a lot of different kinds. Like here's a box that, there's so many of them here, they're falling over like Christmas morning. Alright, now this box is another one of the small boxes. They're easy to store. It's what my Kel-Tec came in. Now this is my Gen 3 that I have. I have another one of these, it's Gen 1, but I don't have the Gen 2 yet. I'm going to find one. I like these little guns, and they're cheap and they're fun to play with, and they'll take Glock mags, and you can put like a 5-gallon bucket full of ammo in them. But this one's still got the original Kel-Tec stickers that came with it. Those are important. Like I say, the trade value of this stuff, when people start trying to get one of these guns and you're trying to sell it or use it as trade value, maybe to trade for something else. You know, you've seen the Silver Eagle Henry that I have. Right now, productions, they stopped at around 1,600. They said they was going to do 2,000, but I don't think they'll start back up. I honestly don't. I think they expected them to take off a lot harder than they did, but I believe the MSRP on them, where it was so high, kind of shunned off people that except were just Henry people. And to be honest, in the gun world, if you're manufacturing guns, it's kind of like making videos on YouTube. Getting new people to buy your product is as important or more important maybe, than getting people that have purchased your product previously and are coming back to buy another one. And they really just didn't have that with the Silver Eagle. The value of those guns right now is a lot higher than if you can find one in a shop to buy it, what it was valued at. The MSRP on them was around $1,300. They'll bring quite a bit more than that right now in the original box on fire. That's the way mine is. But like I say, I've got several other gun boxes up. Like I said again, up there, I'm ashamed to show you because the wife doesn't know about some of them that found their way up there. I have several more of the plastic pistol cases. That's with pistols and revolvers that I've purchased over the years. But anyway, I just wanted to tell y'all a few things about what I think is important and with these gun boxes, and why it's important and valuable to you to keep your gun boxes. Just don't throw them away. It's coming up on Christmas time. A lot of people's going to get new pew-pews. Don't throw the boxes away. Find you a place in a closet in your house, up over everything else that you don't ever fool with. Put them up there. Leave them alone. Just don't bother them. Leave them there and just hang on to them, because if in the event that you decide to trade your firearm or sell it down the road years from now, even if it's just a couple seasons from now, but you still got that original box and all the paperwork and everything that came with it, it's going to help the resale value. It's going to help the trade value. Hang on to your boxes. Guys, like I said, it's coming up on Christmas. A lot of people's going to be getting new pew-pews. Be safe on the range. Shoot safe and support gun makers. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. See you in the next one. It's the Fat Man. I'm gone.